So Rockstar still didn't show us everything about the GTA 6 map, but based on leaks, trailers and the mapping project, we actually have a pretty solid idea of the most exciting places you will want to visit. So I went through everything we know so far and put together the ultimate list of locations worth checking out right after you spawn in Leonida. So let's jump right into it. First up, we have to talk about Sinfrontera National Bank. This is almost certainly going to be the main bank in the entire game, basically the Pacific standard of GTA 6. And if Rockstar does what we are all hoping for, this could be the location of the most iconic heist in GTA 6 story. But here's what I really want to see. It will be amazing if we could do interactive heists here, even outside of the main story. Just walk in and execute it whenever you want, with different dynamic scenarios, just like in the movie Heat, which I think this clip with Raul is highly inspired by. Either way, this is definitely a must-visit location because it's probably going to be tied to one of the biggest moments in the entire game. Now this next one is absolutely massive, and I'm not talking about just one location, I'm talking about an entire second map. With so much water around Vice City and the Leonida keys, I think underwater exploration is where Rockstar is really going to shine this time. There are actually rumors that Rockstar invested $300 million just into the water physics in GTA 6. Now that's probably just a rumor, but looking at the trailers, the water looks absolutely insane. And honestly, with knowing how much Rockstar is working on this game, I feel like we are not just getting one map, but two maps in one. The underwater world in GTA 6 is going to be so detailed that I can already imagine all the scenarios Rockstar has planned for us. We are talking about the mysteries like the Bermuda Triangle, hidden treasure in underwater caves, massive shipwrecks, crashed planes and coral reefs full of sea life that you can hunt with a spear gun. And we might even see the famous Christ of the Abyss, that bronze statue from 1965 that actually exists in real-life Florida. Keep in mind that Florida is famous for its underwater caves and all different kinds of tunnels. I'm sure we will see a lot of these across the wall map, so I will definitely recommend actively looking for them because you might find something really interesting hidden inside. Also, speaking of exploration in the Leonida keys, I think it's definitely going to be worth exploring all the small islands for Easter eggs. And part of this underwater exploration, we also have Aquarius Research Station located in south of Leonida keys. So yeah, underwater exploration is going to be absolutely huge. Next up, we have Vice City downtown. This is where we will see tons of those massive skyscrapers. Now, we don't know which of these buildings will be enterable and which won't, but I'm confident that at least one skyscraper is going to have full interior access, multiple floors, working elevators, basically the whole thing. And just walking around those streets, seeing the corporate side of the city come alive with NPCs, traffic and random events. Alright, now let's talk about something that adds a completely different vibe to this map: gangs, cults and cartels. In GTA 6 we are getting a lot of these groups and each one is going to have their own territory on the map. So let's look at where these locations are in case you are looking for them. So first up is Ambrosia Final Chapter MC. They are going to be located around Ambrosia and will probably have something to do with the whole operation there and the corruption in that city. Next, there's a gang in Port Gellhorn that's clearly involved in selling illegal substances. They will be scattered across the whole Port Gellhorn. Another gang we have are High Rollers. We don't know much about them yet, but it looks like they are some kind of riding gang. They use social media to promote themselves, and we've seen this main guy as a member on a motorcycle in this screenshot, and they should be located somewhere around the stockyard location in Vice City. Now, Trailbilly Mud Club. We are not sure if this is a gang or just people who love riding through mud with monster trucks, but we know they will be somewhere near Port Gellhorn or Ambrosia, because we saw the Mud Girl in Port Gellhorn screenshots and the monster truck artwork is made for Ambrosia. And honestly, that muddy race area is going to be one of the places you have to visit. I think driving through there is going to be extremely fun. Next we have Mount Kalaga cult. I imagine this is going to be something like the cult in Far Cry 5. Rockstar probably took a lot of inspiration from that, and they will obviously be somewhere up north around Mount Kalaga. Now, Gracerus folk. We know for sure that we are getting these guys, and based on what we know, they are probably going to be on the more crazy side, something like the Night Folk from Lemoyne in RDR2. They will be located in the Gracerus and will probably be pretty hostile. Next we have Jack of Hearts gang. This one's interesting. We are apparently getting a gang that looks like influencers, and they will be involved in music, probably under the protection of Booby Ike and the Jack of Hearts club. And we will have some kind of storyline conflict and even friendships with them. Brands Boatworks and Marina in the Leonida keys. This place itself seems to have connections to cartels and smuggling. I think this is going to be the main plot point in GTA 6 story. Then we have possible Haiti gang. In the original Vice City, there was Haiti gang called Saf for Saf. In GTA 6, they should be called Perle, and they should be located somewhere around Little Haiti. Next we have Los Cabrons, or Guardia Brothers. In the original Vice City, we had Los Cabrons, which was a Cuban gang. In the leaks, we found the name Guardia Brothers, which is similar to the Mendez brothers from Vice City stories. And in the screenshot with Raul, we saw the Cuban flag, so Cuba is definitely going to be part of the game somehow. But we will see if we get this gang. And honestly, looking at these agents in trailer, I wouldn't be surprised if the police are involved in some of this stuff too, because this group gives me major Denzel Washington vibes from the movie Training Day with his corrupt police gang, so that's going to be interesting. Now let's get back to the locations worth visiting. Naval Air Station is a place where the military will probably have fighter jets and other military equipment, just like you can see on Google Maps in real life. And since I don't think GTA 6 will have the original 6-star wanted level where tanks chase you across Leonida, this might be the only place where we can find tanks and have some of the tank rodeo with them, like we did in Fort Zancudo. Next we have Lake Leonida, which is inspired by the real lake Okeechobee. Really cool name. This is definitely going to be a good place for fishing. And what's more, the Loch Ness Monster was cut content in RDR2, so it's possible that Rockstar decided to put it in GTA 6 instead, where it would make more sense. And this place sounds like the perfect spot for it. And another place absolutely worth visiting is obviously Mount Kalaga itself. I think this is Rockstar's way of showing some love to RDR2 fanbase. Along with the grass rivers, I can imagine this is being the best spot for hunting and hunting mysteries. This place gives me such a strong Red Dead Redemption 2 vibes. And since Red Dead Redemption 2 is my favorite game of all time, and honestly the only thing that can top it right now is GTA 6, once I'm done exploring the main areas around Vice City, this is definitely the first place I'm heading to. There's also this specific spot in Mount Kalaga. We don't really know where exactly it is, but I can imagine if you get from here to here, there might be some treasures and Easter eggs. For example, like we had bird nests with gems in RDR2. And yeah, I can imagine this place is going to be amazing for off-road stunts with a Sanchez and stuff like that. Also, there shall be a kayaking in the game, so I believe Mount Kalaga is going to be the main place for it. Next we have a place that I think a lot of you will appreciate and visit. It's this car wash. Of course, just because of how well they wash cars, there's no other reason. It's inspired by the real Splash and Dash, and it shall be located somewhere here near Ambrosia. Now, Vice City Ocean Drive and Ocean View Hotel. This is also an absolutely iconic location in real life for all of Miami, with nightclubs and everything. So if you love nightlife, this place is definitely going to be alive after sunset. And speaking of nightlife, we have 11 Nightclub. That's probably going to be the biggest dance club in the entire game. And it's also a real club in Miami. We can see Jason and Lucia dancing there. That place is definitely going to be worth visiting. I'm curious what kind of banger music they are going to play there, and if there will be interactive shows. Next, Vice Beach. This is a no-brainer. I don't think I need to explain this much. It's the main beach in Vice City. There's an outdoor gym nearby where Jason was working out in the trailer, and this beach is so iconic. We definitely have to check it out. And next, of course, Jack of Hearts, which is basically a club for adults. This is a place that definitely deserves a visit, and I don't think I need to explain why. But then we also have Delight Cabaret in the northern part of the map. We don't know much about this place, except for this advertising featuring male dancers for ladies' nights. So if you want to visit this place, I will leave that up to you. Now, Allied Crystal Saga Refinery, because this refinery could be a hub for illegal activity connected to the Ambrosia MC. It's the perfect cover for a drug lab or a smuggling ring hidden right under the authorities' noses. And I would also dare to say that if you play online, my prediction is that this will be one of the deathmatch maps, because Rockstar loves using places like this for PvP modes in online. And here's an interesting fact. These fires you see on the fields around the refinery are not an accident. This is called controlled burning. In Florida, farmers actually burn the sugarcane fields before the harvest to get rid of the outer leaves. Then we have Mini Golf Gator Park. Its location is purely speculative, but most people in the community think it's located somewhere on the northern side of Ambrosia. Now, this place in the Leonida Keys I would call the blimp spot. And if it's possible to take a blimp and fly it across the whole map, it's definitely going to be worth visiting. And for tennis fans, I think it's definitely going to be worth visiting Crandon Park Tennis Center. There will definitely be some tennis tournaments there, and who knows, maybe we will be able to play too. Now, Vice City Airport is going to be our main airport. As I mentioned in my previous video, I really wish it had enterable interiors with everything. We want a fully functioning airport experience, so we will see what Rockstar has prepared for us in this regard, but this is a must visit. Then we have Biscay Museum and its gardens near Vice City. I think it's a worth visit just because it's going to be such a spectacular place to explore. In real life, it was built by one of the richest people of the time, so there might be some expensive art or collectible items to find. Next worth mentioning is Lone Depot Park, which is a baseball stadium where they also host monster truck shows and other things like that. Then without debate, Ammunition. This is GTA, it's basically a second home for every GTA player. I probably don't need to say anything more. Must go. Next up, I think Treasure Tower could be worth visiting. It's this building where Lucia is in this clip, and they will have rooftop pool parties there with an epic view of the wall city. Hank's Waffle. because this is an absolutely iconic place from the leaks, where Jason and Lucia do a robbery. It's clear that just because of how many times we saw this place before the game even came out, I think it's going to be great to see how this place has changed since those leaks came out, and get ourselves a waffle or do some robbery. Next is Sahara Arena, where basketball will probably be played, and who knows what other shows we will be able to watch here. Then we saw on Draquan's dress the word manatees, which means somewhere there's definitely going to be an equivalent of stadium like the Miami Dolphins have. That's definitely also a must visit, but we don't know exactly where it is, because some people speculate it might also be in Lone Depot Park, so we will see. Next must visit, we have Vice City observation wheel. This is a clear thing. There's definitely going to be a nice view of that wall part of Vice City. Now Vice City Port is another place you have to visit without debate. From the leaks we know we will be able to open and explore these shipping containers, so who knows what treasures and funny Easter eggs we will find there. Then we have that huge Vice City cruise ship that has several decks. It's probably not going to cruise around, but if it's really fully enterable, it will basically serve as a large enterable building that we can walk through and explore. Next we have Megamundo building, which is a Spanish TV station in Vice City, and I think exploring these TV interiors could be quite a lot of fun. Then this part of Vice City will be really worth exploring. There are places like Vice City Art Center, Concert Hall and Galina Ballet Opera. That Concert Hall I think will be interesting to visit because I assume Rockstar will do interactive theater events there just like in RDR2. And Art Center was in RDR2 as well. It was boring for me, but what could be interesting about it is maybe we will be able to do art heists, which will be a cool change from just robbing banks. Just imagine a silent sneaky approach to a place like this at night. Then we have Wynwood, which we can also see in Trail 1. It's a district in Vice City that's extremely colorful with various artistic works, various art galleries and already mentioned high rollers. Next Fisher Island and Leaf Links Golf Club if you want to play some golf. Also we have this Cape Romano Dome House because it looks exactly like the kind of place where you will find some rare meal weapon in GTA or some interesting Easter egg. Then we have Visitor Center in Marina County. Based on what this place is in real life, I think in GTA we can expect something like an interactive museum of creatures from the Grass Rivers, full of satire and a place where airboats will probably spawn. And then we have this mini mall called Wonder Whale Mall. Or in real life, Rainbarrel Village. We saw this place in the trailer, and it looks like it might have some interesting random encounters with people who are into crystals and spirituality, which Rockstar likes to satirize. And likewise, if you want to play some pool and chill, you will gladly visit Rusty Anchor. I'm expecting this to be the equivalent of the saloon in Valentine from RDR2, where there's a fist fight or some funny random encounter every now and then. Then I think it's definitely going to be worth visiting that tall radio tower just above the prison where Lucia is. There will probably be the best view of all of Leonida. And it will be cool if Rockstar gave us a parachute there, so we don't have to climb down the ladder. Next we have the Leonida State Prison, and we will all definitely visit this when we are picking up Lucia. But I'm more interested if we can go there outside of the story, and if it has interiors we can actually enter. That will be absolutely great. Just imagine the roleplay possibilities in online if it does. Now Venetian Islands in Vice City with tons of beautiful mansions, including Tommy Vercetti's estate from the original GTA Vice City. This is something we have to visit, man. And by the way, Tommy's mansion is heavily inspired by Tony Montana's mansion from Scarface, and I'm 100% sure there has to be some Easter egg or collectible in that mansion from the original Vice City. Then we have a place that every car racing lover must visit, Gellhorn International Raceway, which even has an airport next to it and is inspired by the real Sebring Raceway. And we also have Motorsports Park in Ambrosia, and this one looks like it might be something more similar to Bloodring in the original Vice City. And now we have some more speculative locations or locations that logically almost certainly will be in the game, but we just can't prove it with official materials yet. So Clackenbell and other fast foods, I think we can expect these almost 100% in Vice City. Same with restaurants. This is supposed to be the biggest GTA of all time, so it's more than certain. Then we have car dealerships. These are definitely going to be worth visiting. They'll definitely be there, we just don't know exactly where yet. But I assume the main one will be in Vice City. Now Solomon's Castle, I can imagine we might see this in the game. It's a tourist attraction and it's a castle entirely made of aluminum. That's exactly something that sounds like Rockstar would implement into their game and would make something specific or weird happen there, just like we had Tesla Tower in RDR2. Next, Vice City Shopping Mall. We expect to see a real big shopping mall in Vice City, because in the original Vice City, there was a North Point Mall, and I'm sure everyone would really like to have this back. And I think that's exactly where we could find those other interesting things like arcades, cinema, Clackenbell, and other known stores from the past GTA series. Now with Fairyland, which is Disneyland parody, we don't really know what the probability is. It will be really tricky because of children in GTA and some potential problems with Disney. Although Rockstar could do it satirically as an amusement park only for adults that never grew up and in a way that wouldn't resemble Disneyland, so that Disney couldn't sue them. But according to game role leaks, it shouldn't appear in the game. But I can say with certainty that a lot of people would want it in the game. And I think it will be such an iconic place where everyone will meet all the time, even in online. Then we also have a huge amount of zoos in Florida. And if you remember, Rockstar added a lion in RDR2. Yes, you heard right, there was a lion in a cowboy game. So they've definitely already experimented with this idea of other and exotic animals. So I can't imagine that Rockstar in their best and biggest game wouldn't make at least one zoo, which will be a good replacement if Rockstar decided not to do Fairyland because of problems with Disney. And then we could see and worth visiting is Kennedy Space Center, also known as Sarah. This is a place that will definitely be worth exploring and we all would love to see it. I don't know if I forgot something from these places that are worth visiting and that we would like to see. If I missed anything, let me know in the comments. Which location should others visit that I didn't mention? Anyway, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like or subscribe. It would help me a lot. Stay safe and I will see you in the next one, boys.